Historically, the party out of power wins big time in the midterm elections. Going back over 100 years, usually the party out of power wins a few dozen seats in the House, and they win seats in the Senate. But what's going to happen in 2026? Well, the Democrats aren't looking too good. Their poll numbers are way down. In fact, the leader among 2028 potential candidates is Pete Buttigieg, the failed mayor of South Bend, the failed transportation secretary. In second place is the radical squad member, AOC. In third place is former VP Kamala Harris. Things are so bad for her that she's losing to two radicals who are ineffective and incompetent. So the Democrats have no leaders. So you look at what they're doing right now, and they're offering nothing. There are no real policies to really promote business in America. There are no policies to make the American people's lives any better. All they're doing is one thing, and that is demonizing and criticizing Donald Trump. That is the agenda for the Democrat Party. Let's go back in history. What did they do during the first term of President Trump? All they did was oppose him. In fact, they impeached him not once but twice over, a perfect phone call to Ukraine and over a speech where he told people to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. Didn't matter to the Democrats. They impeached him. Now, let's say they get power again after the 2026 midterm. Are they going to have a bold agenda for reform? Are they going to offer real solutions for the American people? No. They're going to probably go after President Trump again and impeach him a third time. That is what the Democrats do. That's what riles up their base. That's what gets their voters motivated. It's called, ladies and gentlemen, Trump derangement syndrome. And that's the Democrat game plan. Jasmine Crockett, the radical congresswoman from Texas, has already told us what she's going to do. If she gets a position of power and the Democrats take control of the Congress, she's going to investigate not just President Trump, but President Trump's family. So compare what the Democrats do with what Republicans do. See, the Democrats go for the jugular politically. Republicans had an opportunity when they had the majority in the House in the last 2 years of the Biden administration to impeach Joe Biden. They didn't do it. They tried to be nice. Well, in politics, you can't be nice. You got to be effective, and you got to go for your principles and your policies. So Republicans, maybe they, now that they have power, they have the control of Congress, maybe they'll finally get around to investigating Joe Biden. But we know that's what the Democrats will do if they take power again. So, ladies and gentlemen, it can't happen. The 2026 midterm elections are about as important as anything we've seen in American political history. Because if the Republicans can hold on, they can implement the Trump agenda, which really 77 million people supported, gave him an electoral vote landslide, a popular vote victory, and a victory in every battleground state. If Republicans lose and the Democrats take control, the final 2 years of the Trump second term will be a disaster, impeachment and investigation. So now's the time to get ready, start getting the Republican candidates well funded, because the Democrats cannot take back control of Congress again. If they do, they're just going to go after Donald Trump, because that's all the Democrats offer. I'm Jeff Crouere. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow and subscribe to get more information. Go to crouere.net. You can learn everything about the shows and all our upcoming activities. Thank you so much for watching The Jeff Crouere Show.
In my Louisiana, every meal is a celebration.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures!
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
What will your Louisiana be?
We can shop factory direct at a family-owned, made-in-America manufacturer. Family-owned companies put their customers first, not Wall Street investors. Let's together cut off their cash flow. We can choose to help regular people by shopping with family-owned businesses and buying products made in America. Call 718-869-9020 or visit switch2usa.com. Switch to USA.com.
Mocked for not trusting school narrative on things like racism and globalism? Get empowered with 3 short reads. Opportunities and Choices navigates diversity, racism, and transgender. Sellout proves how globalism, communism, and Islamism are undermining democracy. College Bound? First read Old Men Shouldn't Go to College. Should anyone? To learn to question critically. Find all 3 at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and author Rob Taft's website, empoweringwithtaft.com.